All right, we are in the Pebble Beach 18-hole cup. We're in the weekend round in the rookie division. I'm playing in my 99 account. I still haven't played my 77 account, so I'm going to try and get both of them in today. I thought I'd play tomorrow, but it's the same thing every weekend when we get to the weekend rounds. It's like I always have these high hopes of playing on Saturday, and I'm not feeling it. I'm never feeling it when I start, but like once I get going, it's always after you get that first hole in the bag, then you start to get into some kind of rhythm. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Hole number uno. What do we got? What do my notes say? My notes, I have no notes for hole number one. None. And the deal there is I came out here the other day with my big topper, and I think I did like 4 or 5 topspin, and I tried not to do any overpower. And like my red line's like up in this area. And I think I ended up in the rough over here. I just didn't have enough curl to get around the bend. But if I would have put overpower on it, if you draw this line here, we got this. If you put overpower on it, you can get up into this area, and so you're moving your shot over, and I might be able to get around. I'm still not going to be able to put all my... I think the best club I have is a quarterback, and it's got like 80 or so, maybe a little more than 80 curl. So I still won't be able to put like all my topspin on, I don't think. That club's only got like 4 topspin, so I probably will put it all on, but I'm not sure. If I end up out here, I know I can recover. I hope I can recover. Let's put it that way. I know I can get on, but now you're in the deal. Now you're in the thing. So I'm gonna take a 3-side spin ball. I don't think I have. I'm gonna look at my ball inventory here. There might be 1 or 2 holes that I take that berserker on, just depending on what the winds are. In the qualifying round, we had pretty favorable winds. I mean, we didn't really have anything on the big holes. We didn't really have any big headwinds, so we will see. I do have, that ball's only got 2 side spin as well. This ball right here, I do have. That's that's the same side spin as a Kingmaker, but it would get me a little bit farther up there. Because of that angle, it gets me a little bit farther to the right. I don't know if it's worth bringing that out, though. If I had like a 10 side spin ball, I might think about bringing that out. I do have one of these. This is one of those ones that I won. That might be a good ball. That's a power. That's kind of in between, but it does give me some more side spin to kind of get around the bend a little bit more. I'm going to, let's keep that ball in mind. Let's see the distance wise here. Let me go back. Let me go back here to my balls, and let me tag that ball. Let's do the pinned. What I have right now. Let me unpin that one, and let me pin this one, just in case I feel like it. I feel good. I'm not sure about that's the other deal too. I brought out the big topper because it has more curl than my extra mile, and it hits at 217, and my quarterback hits at like 214, I think. Yeah, so that's not too bad. All right. Here we go. Quit stalling. I don't think I've been doing anything extra. There's a lot of these drives that are pretty much just wherever you're at in your club, the wind divided by wherever you're at in your club. Even the shots to the cup, very little. Some of them no adjustment, or some of them just like plus 0.1, or not a whole lot of adjustment. We're winging the first hole. There we go. Let's make this the way the day goes. Red rum. Let's see. And they got a white ball, not a... I should be able to get a little, even though I'm hitting 20 yards less than that extra mile, I should be able to get a little bit farther than that. They're still going to have a beautiful shot from right there. No doubt. No doubt about it. I mean, they're going to have a shot at it. Okay, 2-2. I think if I put any more topspin on there, I'm going to end up blowing out. And we do need to hit this perfect, though. And that was not perfect. I'm going to clip the rough right here on the first bounce. Wow, I can't believe I missed the rough on the first bounce. Wow. All right, we're starting off with a 75,000 ring grade to the right and missed the rough. I don't know how that was. That's why I always like to leave myself 2 rings of separation. So, if you're hitting worse than 2 rings off, then, come on. At least give yourself a couple rings of separation. And I needed every single ounce of that separation right there. What do I got? I switched up from the machete. I got my Junglist to level 4. And I switched to the Junglist. It hits a little bit farther. Has more topspin, so it could recover. And I think it has a little bit better ball guide. I think. There's Max. I'm eking the mid. I am. And what I'd really not like to do here is not like to roll off the back, trying to get too aggressive with it. So if I end up short, I end up short. 3.9 divided by 0.6, half a ring. You're gonna wake up here. Gotta start waking up. Hitting it perfect. We'll see. Ooh, whoa down, cat daddy. Whoa down. I didn't pull it quite enough. But then again, my trajectory might have been off because you don't have the ball guide there to see. So, I was, you know how it is when you have these clubs, you're eyeballing it, and it's not always quite right if you had the ball guide to get up there. I know a lot of the clubs, you're looking at them, like, when you first start playing, you're looking at some clubs and it's like, oh, I need distance or whatever. But there are some stats on clubs. Ball guide's a really big stat. Really big. Especially for those up-close clubs. Your short iron, your long iron. It is nice to have some ball guide in your recovery clubs. Hole number 2. All right, now we're on some holes. I actually did go through yesterday. I didn't play yesterday, but I did go through and watch video. Why it's so important to record your own video, I was able to go back and watch the round that I shot, the qualifying round, and take some notes. Hole number 2. Hole number 2. I think this one, we were laying it up. Is this a par 5? This is a par 5. I'm laying it up down in this area right here and then going for the shot to the cup. And I did a max. Let's see which way the wind's blowing. Because we had favorable wind. And we still got favorable wind. And I used a big topper and a Titan. The king of balls. And then I'm in my Saturn. And I should be at max Saturn, and I did +5 to the cup. So let's make sure we got the big Tapa and the Titan, the King. This tournament's sponsored by Titan, the King of Balls. That's right, you heard it here. So it's the wind divided by 2.6 per ring. And I wasn't adding on anything. +0 on the drive. I just tapped it out there. Yesterday, I think I had, in the qualifying round, I had like a 2.6, 2.8 wind, and I left the wind in because it was straight down the fairway. So, and I hit the 366, and in my 77 account, I hit the 391, so I still had some room. See if my opponent can get down there. We need to start hitting some stuff perfect here. That's for sure. We need to hit it all perfect. Let's just make a note to hit everything from now on perfect. That dog will hunt 367. That'll be fine right there. That'll be great. That will be. I'm just going to leave that wind in. So it's 1.15. Let's make sure we take any side wind out, because once again, this club is 1.2. We'll put the wind back in, not much. And a 1 ring grate to the left. As long as I miss this peninsula right here, I should be fine. That's the deal with those clubs. That club hits a long ways. It's got a lot of topspin. It's got the deal, but it's not very accurate at that level. So if you don't hit it perfect, it is not going to be perfect. Okay, I'm in my Saturn. I should be at max club, which is 1.9 per ring, and I was adding on 5%, so it's 1.05 times the wind divided by wherever I'm at in my club, which should be max. And I had like 1 1/4 backspin and a half a left-hand side spin, and I don't think I made this, but it was like right there. Hi, max. There's max. There's min. I'm at mid club, so mid Saturn is 2.2. .2 divided by 2.2. That's just 1.05. So I'm going to do just 1 ring. Let's not try and get cute. My timing is off, and I needed like another second, I think. My eye was trying to glance up to see how far I was flashing in the red, and I wasn't sure. That split, and it was hesitation. Hesitation kills. That's it, right there. Dang it! I had a great shot on that too. It's in the right spot. Had the right club. Had the right ball. Had the right deal. All right. I usually like to keep my notes on the left, and I keep my calculator on the right. That way I can use my stylus and I can type into my calculator and I can glance over at my notes. But the way the lights are in this hotel, it are flashing on my notes. I can't. You got to get it in an angle to read them. I need to set myself up something here. Hold on, I need to set something up so I got some shade on them. Hold on. All right. Put the garbage can on the table. So now I still need light in the room, but I need my notes to be not lit up. All right, what hole are we on here? We are on hole number 3, and we haven't made anything yet. We need to start this bandwagon right here, right now. What do we got? We got an opportunity here? We do. I brought an extra mile, a kingmaker, or a katana. Let's see which way the wind's blowing. I think I can bring a katana here. Extra mile. I'm just wondering, I'm pulling back. I had 2.5 topspin. I was using my extra mile. Let me look at this hole here. So I was pulling back to the +3 mark, which is up in this area right here. And so you're going from the tee box, you're going like this, and then you're trying to get your ball to go. This is one of those S curve. Is that right? Maybe this is the rookie. Going out in this area, and you're trying to get your ball to go, and then at the end you're trying to get your ball to go like this. And I'm actually just trying to lay it up in front. I'm not really interested in getting on. I mean, I want to get right on the edge up front, but I'm not really interested. I'm just wondering, this area out here is the point, because if you've got a bigger hitting club, you can hit up farther. But if you bring out, like if I brought out my quarterback, which has a little bit better ball guide, more accuracy, my red line's gonna be back here, so that's gonna push my shot to the right, which exacerbates the S curve problem. So if I did lay it up, I could lay it up out here, but I'm farther away from the cup. And when you've got new stuff, the whole idea is to get as close as you can. Now I have a Firefly, so that does help, but a Firefly is most effective when you're really up close. The Firefly is not a super accurate club, and it doesn't really enjoy hitting at max club. I'm gonna bring my extra mile, but I am gonna bring out. That ball right there might be that does give me a little more, but I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna take a katana. It gives me a little more side spin. I don't know if that'll work, because that does the thing too. You want to be up there as far as you can in your shot. Decisions. I'm just gonna bring a kingmaker. We will do it. My number uno back, and what was I doing? Was I doing anything on the drive? Nope. No, I was doing +5 on the drive. 1.05 times the wind. All right, here we go. Only 2.5 topspin, not a lot of topspin. +3 mark. I think the other day what happened was I lined it up with my extra mile, and I hit it like a solid ring. Great to the right, and ended up in the sand trap down there. Man, that looks like almost too much. .5 divided by 2.1, 1.75 rings. There's 175. I want to lean just a little. Isn't it perfect? Get me a little closer to the cup. There you go. There you go. All right, we can take that. I will take that. Now we still got some work to do. I'm not the best putter in the game, so anybody that's watched my channel for a while can attest to that. So the hole is never over until the ball is in the cup. Are they doing the curl because they didn't work out the wind and they're allowing for the wind? And that's how they're, I don't know what the deal is. And they brought out a 4-power ball, so. Isn't it perfect? El Prefecto. Woo! In the hole. All right. Jeez. Blind squirrel. Finally picked one up. It only took 3 holes, but there you go. See if my opponent can get in there. I'm really not sure. This is the deal. Sometimes I'm paying attention to what my opponent's doing. Like if I see the shot and it's some shot that I was thinking about taking and they're taking that shot, then I will watch it, because sometimes they'll set it up and they're really trying, but they're trying to do the artillery and they get it wrong the first time. So I'll go out there and do the same shot and then I'll make the correction based off what I saw from them. Hopefully they're watching me, so then they're like, okay, hey, I know the deal. Or we both screw up. Then we know we need to make another correction. But a lot of times I'm not watching them set up and I watch just the end. I'm not exactly sure what my opponent did there, but they had all the right stuff. Hole number 4. What is hole number 4? What is it? Man, I got a lot of golf to play today. Okay, on this hole, I was bringing a QB and a Titan. I was doing max topspin, plus 10 on the drive. Or I could bring out an extra mile and a Titan. I think what I did the other day on this hole was I messed around with my QB, but I ended up finally taking the shot with my extra mile. And with the QB, I was at the red line. And with the extra mile, I pulled back to the +1 mark and I did 3.5 topspin. I wasn't sure on the QB where it was going to roll out, like what the distance was going to be at the end. Let me put my math in. I did 10%, so it's 1.1 times the wind. I'm not sure which club I'm going to use. QB or the Titan. Max topspin. QB or the Titan. Let's see which way the wind's blowing. That's going to be the determining factor here. Well, we got good wind again. We got good wind. And let me look. My quarterback has 4 ball guides, so I mean it's running pretty true to the end. And I think the deal was with the quarterback, it seemed like I was going to be a little short. It does, if I remember correctly, it does kind of roll off at the very end versus 3. I'm gonna take the extra mile and I'm gonna do the +1 mark, 3.5 topspin. +1 mark, 3.5 topspin. Here we go. Here we go. Do 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 do. Hey hey hey, let's go. Maybe I go first. +1 mark. Okay, let's do the +1 mark first. +1 mark, 3.5 topspin. There's 3.5. And right down the middle, 3.6, 1.98 ring. So let's call that an even 2. Let's hit this perfect. Hitting it perfect. Excellent. Excellent. Now, if I got a little bit more, I would have rolled down third of the cup. I could have had the shot at the hole-in-one, but man, these greens are green, teeny little fringe, rough. There's no apron going around like all the rest of the courses in Golf Clash. So, I mean, if you hit it with just a little bit too much speed, the opportunity to roll off into the rough on a great shot is, on a really good shot is going to be, is too high. That looks like it's off trajectory. And it was. And once again, I still got some work to do. Work that can be done, but I still got work. And that's sketchy right there. That's sketchy. Isn't it perfect? Woo! In the hole. In the hole. I don't want to yell too loud. The people in the hotel will be like, what in the heck is that guy doing? I've got neighbors that live across the street from me at home, and I'm sure that they are like, when I'm out there playing and I'm yelling and stuff, they're like, what in the hell is that guy doing? Or I'm out there talking to myself. He's one of those guys. He's special. I didn't catch what level Spitfire that was, but I can tell you, I got a Spitfire, and I immediately started using it. The distance deal, that's the whole thing. All right. Picked up 2 in a row. Look at that. We're on a run. Now let's see if we can get a hole-in-one right here. Our first par 3. Let's get it. Let's get her done. Get her done, 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 done. Dun 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 dun. All right, let's look at hole number 5. So I get an eyeball on it. Remember what it looks like. Okay, this is the one. I'm doing a rough bump. There is a shot that you can do from over here, but I was doing a rough bump. Let's see which way the wind's blowing. That wind. And I was doing plus 10. And I was using a navigator to cut the wind down a little bit, but I was having the navigator, because of the one side spin, was forcing me to put the ball where I had to put the ball in order for the one side spin to work. I didn't like that spot. And I was forced to put it in that spot because I only had one side spin. So I'm going to bring out a 2 side spin ball so that I can, I would rather be, this whole thing kind of rolls over. So like here's the fairway, and then it kind of humps up, and then it's rolling over. And I really wanted to be on the flat area and not so much where it starts to roll off. Saturn. Quasar. I'm at Max Club. It's 2 per ring. Yeah, and I changed. Is that right? It is 2 per ring with a 1 Powerball. So it's 1.1 times the wind divided by 2. And let's go pick the Quasar balls. Let's go power. Let's make sure. 1 Powerball. Oh, 2 Powerball, excuse me. I have one of those in stock. Just to cut the wind down. I think I got a pretty good shot on this hole. I only have one of those, so I'm going to bring it. Why not? Why not? I don't need the 4 side spin there, but do I really want to do that? Do I really need to cut the wind down that much? Maybe. Maybe. We need to hit this perfect. I know that. All right, here we go. Quasar, or that ball and a Saturn. I'll do the wind first. I already got my equation up. All I got to do is punch in the number and it'll give me an answer. If I can get an opponent. BCFC. All right, 2.4, 1.32 rings. 1.32 rings. Okay, there's 1, 2, 5. There's 1, 3, 2 exactly. Isn't it perfect? Overpulled it. Overpulled it. Number 5. Make a note for my other account because I did a 10% on that, and not that it was way off. It been 1.2, so I mean 0.1, that was more than, that seemed like it was more than 0.1. Dang it. Damn it. Still got work to do. Yes, I've missed putts from this distance before. I remember missing a putt from that distance on a hole that we have a like serious Albie shot on, and I blazed the cup. There couldn't have been a hair between me and the cup, and I went past it, and then the game glitched. I got lag or something happened, and I missed the cup on a like a super easy putt like that, and I got lit up. I was done. I'm lucky I didn't throw my device on, and I got up and left. It was on a Sunday, and I was playing early in the morning, and I got up and left, and I went and did a bunch of stuff away from the house, and came back, and my wife's like, "Did you finish playing?" And I was like, "No, I'm done playing. I'm done. I'm like lit up." She's like, "No, go play your round." And I went and played, and I lit the course up. And ended up winning that tournament, and I was totally jazzed at the end, but I'm still a little salty about the missed putt. As you can tell. Hole number 6. Hole number 6. All right, what do I got for notes on this hole? My notes say extra mile, kingmaker, +6 mark, 4 topspin. Depending on the wind, let's look at the wind. I got a good wind again. Excellent. There might have been something where we have stable winds or something that I didn't catch when in the hub. Extra mile, kingmaker. Was there a reason why I was bringing a kingmaker? Let me look at that hole again. Now, here's the deal. There is a rough bump that you can do down here, if you can get there. But with my sniper, it only hits 162 or 166, and if it's maxed out, it hits 172. And with a maxed out sniper, I can get to the little window up here in this spot to do that rough bump to go at the cup, as opposed to having to bring it around this way. But with this count, because that sniper doesn't hit as far, my red line's like right there. The only way I'd be able to get to it would be to do overpower, and I mean I'm like right off of it. So the only way in this account that I could do it is to bring out a bigger power ball so that I can open up that window. And I'm just trying to decide how important it would be to open up that window. And I was using a Titan, but I switched to I wrote on my notes Kingmaker, not for the first shot, but on the second shot, if you have a 2-side spin ball, in order to get your ball guide to be going towards the cup, you got to start off in here. But if you had a 3-side spin ball, you could start up a little bit more and put on a little bit more backspin and hit more up in this area. And that area, this hill, here's the ridge, and everything here is rolling down, and this area is kind of flat. And this is kind of the crotch area right here. So if you can get up into this area, you're more on the flat ground and not having to hit on the hill. I think that's why. I switched it to a Kingmaker. Kingmaker, Heartbreaker, because we're definitely not getting on a 1, so let's not even try that. Do I have any Kingmaker lookalikes? 6, 6. Man, I don't have very many Kingmakers. Let me look at my notes here real quick and see how many other holes I was bringing out of Kingmaker. Was there any holes on the back that I had wrote Kingmaker? 1. How many do I have? I have 2. And you can buy them one at a time at $100 a piece. If you're out on the course and you're trying to buy one, you can buy one of them at a time if you need it. But I'm going to use one right here. And I'm going to take that bag. And let me look at my notes one more time. 6, hole number 6, extra mile Kingmaker plus 6 mark, 4 topspin. I didn't write down anything as far as anything extra as far as like wind. So it's whatever the wind is divided by 2.1 or 2.0 depending on how you want to play it. If you play old school, it's 45 accurate, so that's 2.1. But in Golf Clash Notebook, it's got it down with a 3 power ball at that level, at level 7 with a 3 power ball at 2 per ring. I think if you're playing with a 1 or a 2 power ball, it might, or at least a 1 power ball, I think it is 2.1. Plus 6 mark, 4 topspin. Let's get to the plus 6 mark first. Let's get that stuff out of the way. Two, 3, 4 topspin. .6, 1.3 rings. Isn't it perfect? And I feel like I'm barely catching this perfect. Like my timing's just that little teeny bit off, and I'm just barely catching them. Now, yes, there is a little teeny bit of distance right there, and I could have tried to work the shot so that I could get down that chute right there and pick up a little bit more distance. Like try and bring it around so that my shot's coming like this and tailing off down in this pocket. But that's a little easier to do if you've got upper developed clubs, or you got more ball guide, or you've got more. What I'm trying to do is hit fairway to green and keep myself out of trouble. The goal here is to get an eagle, and we want to give ourselves at least a look at Albie. Yeah, I'm at Max Club. There's Max. I don't know if I have enough backspin to get me there, but I might have enough to get me up on this. .9, and that's going to break off. All right, 2.9. All right, eagle. Albie would have been nice, but the goal here, Albie would have been nice, but the goal here is eagle. the whole thing, if I can't teach anybody anything more than this right here, the whole goal when you go out and do these tournaments is to try and put yourself in the right spot on your drive so you have a shot to pick the shot up. And if you don't pick it up, you got your minimum score and you moved along, and you're not like my opponent where you are now in the rough. And they forgot that the whole goal here is eagle, and we're trying to give ourselves an albie shot. And I got the albie shot, and I didn't make it. So there, bam, eagle. Let's move on to the next hole. Go to the next hole. We're trying to give ourselves an eagle shot. I didn't make it. Bam, I get the birdie. Minimum score is super important. And when we have these types of courses right here where it's all, because like normally in Golf Clash, minimum score on pretty much every course, not every course, but most courses is minus 12 aside. And I don't think that's what it is here, because we've got so many par fours, and some of these par fours are pretty, you know, like you almost have to make them. The real goal is not to drop a shot. Like, what's rule number one? Every rule is rule number one. I was teaching my nephew ladder safety, and I said, okay, number one rule in ladder safety is every rule is rule number one. You don't go, this is rule number one, and then if I have time, I'll do rule number two. No, every rule in ladder safety is rule number one. Hole number 7. All right, I've got mid-thorn, which is 2.5 per ring. I was using a quasar. Let me think here. Let me think. I think I started this off with a navigator and I switched to a quasar because it's got a little more side spin. Quasar. I got 45 of those in stock, so let's burn one of those. I'm at Meg Club, so it's whatever the wind is divided by 2.5 plus 0.2. And I'm going to take a thorn. All right, here we go. Here we roll. Here we roll. I should go watch Tommy's golden shot thing, because he's got a no-move shot that he's using for the golden shot. And I'm sure that we could achieve that same deal here with a quasar and a thorn. I'm trying to do a no-move shot, if you have any questions. But I might have to move it. It seemed like I was having to move with the navigator. But I'm not going to swear to that. Am I going towards it? Not quite enough. Right there. 5.1 is 2.24 rings. Okay, there's the 2.4. There's the 2. Isn't it perfect? That was dead center perfect. Off. That was probably not enough of a pull. For sure. Well, obviously. I did hit it perfect, and it ended up to the left, and it was getting pushed to the left, so what does that tell you? I didn't do enough of a pull. Let's see if my opponent can get in. Close. They had a little more distance. That would have been pretty damn close. It was breaking to the left right there. Breaking. I did achieve a hole-in-one and an albie this week, so I can check that box in my what did you get done in that tournament thing. That was hole number 6, and we are on hole number, no, that was hole number 7. We are now on hole number 8. We're rolling through them. All right, let's first see which way the wind's blowing on this, because I've got several notes here. That's a pure side wind. All right, I have some choices here, and I'm not sure I like any of them. My choice number 1 is to bring out a bigger ball. Is that right? No, that's hole number 7. Hole number 8. My choice is to bring out, so here's what I'm doing in my 77 account. I've got the raw distance and the top spin. So if you got a maxed out extra mile, you got the same thing. You can put it at max club, run all your top spin, and start off right in this area right here and do a rough bump out. And you might catch it fat and you end up right here, or you might catch it thin and you end up rolling, and this little hillside will kind of force it and you'll end up kind of like in this area. You got a great shot from there, and it's a thorn to the cup. So I mean, even if you end up here, you're in long iron. So if you end up in the rough out here, you're in your long iron, or your rough wedge, your rough club. You can recover. Where you don't want to screw up is right down here, and where you really don't want to screw up is right here. And the deal is, from the tee box, drawing a line out to that area, you're trying to get here. So like this is your termination spot. If you bring the club over to the left, you've got more distance. But what you'll have to do is, now you're going off in this direction, and so if you want to get up into here, now you're going to have to put curl on it in order to achieve that shot. And that extra mile I have has some curl, but it's really only about that much. So you're really flirting with disaster if you put overpower, if you try and dig yourself up into that pocket. But if you bring out a bigger ball, you can start up in that pocket without having to do any overpower, and you have a little bit more control of it. And I'm going to bring my big topper because it's got more topspin. That extra mile 7's only got 50 topspin, and it's not enough. It puts you down here. You have to do overpower just to get even close. So you'll have to get up in there. But the big topper gives you a little bit more options to get over. And I think I did overpower with my big topper, but I was just thinking about bringing out a bigger ball. I'm going to take my number 3 bag. And I'm thinking about bringing out, I needed gems because I didn't have gems to buy any Titans or any of that stuff. So I had to buy a $4.99 pack. So I did buy some of those open balls, but then I forgot to go into my 77 account and do the same thing, because those really are pretty awesome balls. I mean, they are the first 5-stat ball, but that's a pretty awesome ball. Pretty awesome. I'm going to burn one. I'm going to burn one right here. And I'm going to bring that big topper, the big topper. Let me see if I have any notes. I was doing +0 on the drive. I was just doing whatever the wind was, divided by wherever I was at in my club, and I'm going to be in max club here, so it should be max big top is 2.6. So I've got the right bag, I've got the right ball. All right, here we go. This will be the first time I've played it with that ball, so I think I was having to do overpower on it before. I was trying to dig up in the corner and then do the curl, and I then hit the shot like 2 rings great to the right, and I don't know how I missed the rough down there. But then that put me over curled, and I ended up right here. If I'd hit it perfect, I would have caught the fairway, and it would have been fine. And an extra mile 8's got 65 topspin, so that's a huge. And if they brought out a 3-power ball right there, they'd be in the perfect spot. They wouldn't have to do. I don't know that they'd have to do any overpower. That looks like it's going to hit, but it's going to end up where I was at in the rough. No, perfect, nice. Nope, it ends up tailing into the rough. I was going to give him the okay sign, but I don't want to piss him off now. 1.8. It's 0.7 of a ring. There's 0.7 of a ring. Hitting it perfect. Good thing I had a precision ball, or that would have been a one ring great to the left. Whoa down, cat daddy. Whoa! You rat bastard. There's that hill right there. I've been catching that hill, and then it rolls down through the thing and ends me up like right out in this area, or right out in this area, but just a little bit too much speed for the break. It didn't catch the downhill. Arr, arr. All right. Now I've got a Junglist here, and I'm playing my Junglist based off of the Golf Clash notebook numbers, and I'm not sure I like those numbers. It should be 2-3. It should be like 4-6 at minimum or at max, and Golf Clash notebook's got it at 3-8. At least the way I plan. Let's see where I'm at. There's max. There's max. There's mid. I'm in the 3/4. Four, 6. I'm gonna do half a ring and one. We'll see. And I hit it great, even with a precision ball. It would have been nice if it had swung back around and dropped in the hole. Might not have been too bad if I'd hit it perfect. It would have been close. I got to get used to this. I do not actually remember ever hitting with my Junglist on any of my accounts going up. Like, I stuck with the club until I got another club. And the other thing with my other accounts is I was trying to get to Tour 7. My odd account, I was trying to rush it up as fast as I could go. As soon as I got a tour, I was like, as fast as I could go up. I was trying to go up the tour ranks. And 77 I took to Tour 7, and I never really went above Tour 7 until here recently. I wanted to be able to get access to all the clubs. We didn't have the club card trading back then, so like if you really wanted to get a club, and we didn't get, there was no possibility of getting, if you were not playing Tour 6, there was no possibility in the game of getting a Tour 6 club until you started playing Tour 6, but now there is. So you can get clubs, like I've never played Tour 6, but this account has some Tour 6 clubs, like the Sniper, and there was no way to get those, so the only way you could get them was to play up to that tour, and was playing a lot, trying to get them up. I played my odd account in the mornings, then I played my 77 account in the evenings. It's the way I worked it. Hole number 9. All right, we need to pick something up here. We do. Big Tapa, Titan, maximum topspin. Where was I getting? This is a par 4, so there is the possibility of getting up there and getting on it. And I think the other day, did I make this? I think I missed it, but I missed it because I shanked my shot to the right, and I think I was in the rough. Big Tapa. Big Tapa. Big Tapa. Big Topper. Wind is going forward. Maximum topspin. Titan. The king of balls. Big Tapa. Do I have anything? Was I adding on anything here? Plus 10 on the drive. No, plus 0 on the drive. With my APOC, I was at the plus 10 mark with max topspin, and I did pull back a little bit from the red line, so let's do some quick math here. I only think extra mile hits 6 yards less. If I pushed it to the plus 15, plus 16 mark, I always thought it was plus 16, but it seems like it might be plus 15. In the epoch, I was at the plus 10, and this has got 50 top spin, and here I was at max. And with my big tapa, I'm going to be way back of that. I mean, I'm still going to be at this mark, but I'm 20 yards, 20 plus yards short of this. But I do have 100 topspin, so I've got 15 more topspin than those. I think that's why I was bringing the big topper. And it was still going to put me short down there on the end, where I was still going to have to do a shot with my club, with my rapier. All right, here we go. Here we go. It's the wind divided by 2.6. We shall see. I think it was still leaving me a little short, and then I still had a chip up. I've only taken the shot once, and I ended up in the rough, so I don't know where it put me, where it would have put me. It would be nice to get the eagle here, though. I really need to have a 14 on a side. And right when it gets to the green, it's going up the hill, so it's going a little slow. They got a white ball. Goes down the dip and up the hill. The grandma's house we go. Three six. Be 1.38 rings. Here's 1.4. I'm going to put that forward distance back on. Not a lot, but I'm going to put on what I had. Hitting it perfect. We'll see if we got it right today. It's still going to give me a lot of work to do. Lots of work. That should be in my firefly, and this is not where the firefly shines. The firefly shines when you're in this, when you're on the fringe and you're just off, or you're like right here, the firefly shines. But when you're back over here and you're hitting a max firefly shot, it's not a shiner. Close. And my firefly is 2.2 at max. Where's max? There's max. I am at max. .7 divided by 2.2, 1.22 rings. One, two, two. Oh, I should have never done that. I knew I was off. I knew I had my timing was off, and that I should have just let it go by one more time and get my rhythm. I'm gonna do that on the back. I usually try and snap it off where it's like if I know I'm really running short in time, I snap it off and it's only gone by on the first. It starts off, and when it gets to the point, I release. But normally I let it go back over and come back, and then I release right there. But my timing's off. I need to let it go by a few times and then either stop and then go back and do it again, or get my timing right. Damn it. That was right there. All right. That is not what I wanted to do on the front. I needed a 14. A 13 doesn't cut the mustard. Dag nabbit. I have no idea what's up at the top, but a 13 is not. A 14 would have been much better, and a 14 was definitely doable right there. Coming into this bracket, I shot a 27 in the qualifier, and my closest competitor was at 24. And coming into the bracket, I was the number one qualifier. Well, at least the several times I checked, I was the number one qualifier with the 27, and the closest person I saw to me had 24. So I don't know what the deal is. I don't know, like, because it's easy for somebody to pick something up, or they bought some of those balls now, and now they can get into some of those areas, and they can, they have a better shot at getting it done. So a minus 26 trajectory is not the minus 27. It may not seem like a long ways away, but it's a mile away. And I really want to come in with a 28 just to try and separate myself out. So now we really got to put it together on the back. Really got to play strategically here. We got to remember we're trying to get eagles, and there are some albie opportunities on the back. A couple, I think. So there's one. There's two. I have gotten an albie on the last hole. I did get an albie in the last, I think in the qualification round, I did get an albie there. That's what popped me over to the 27 was that albie. 1 1 1 1 2 2 2. What did I get here today? 1 2 2 2 1 2 2 2 1 2 1 1 1 1 2 1 1 1. So I did do exactly what I did in the qualification round. The one shot that I did pick up on in the qualification round was hole number 18 with that albie. So, but there's lots of opportunities to screw up, and there's lots of opportunities to pick up some shots here in the back. So we shall see. We'll see how it goes. That was the front 9 of the final round in the Pebble Beach 18-hole cup, the first 18-hole cup that we have. I would kind of like to do good in this, so I don't want to jinx myself. I would really like to do good. The very first 9-hole cup we ever had, I won in several accounts, and I would like to give myself at least a shot at a win in the 18-hole cup, since it's the very first one. I mean, when they pass out the trophy next year and somebody else gets their name on it, my name will be at the top. I did win. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being a subscriber. If you're not a subscriber, hit subscribe, hit the like button, ring the bell, do all that good stuff. Leave a comment. I appreciate it. Helps the channel. And I will see you on the next one. Stay safe, my friends.